right, love that music. So, second successful day. I made it onto stage without tripping, so I'm on a good run here right now. As I like to do, like I did yesterday, I always like to give my thanks before I start, because at the end, when you're pushed for time and you forget to give your thanks, then I always feel bad about that. So first of all, what an amazing conference. I'm sure you'll agree with me. Incredible speakers, the variety, obviously the on-court as well. We had the wheelchair, we had insight from Asian athletes, European, you name it. So I'd like definitely to give all the speakers and presenters a round of applause again. So great job. Yeah. I've certainly learned a lot. Tried to sit in as many sessions as I could, and I've definitely taken home at least around about 10, 15 things that I can definitely implement and use and present on as well. So, you know, as I mentioned yesterday, you can learn from absolutely everybody if you open your mind to it. As we mentioned yesterday, stay open-minded. Don't be so stuck in your beliefs or have your methodology or your belief system set in stone. Be flexible on it, which is something that's helped me move along in my career as well. Secondly, obviously, I'd like to thank the organizational team, the BWF, John and the team, for doing an amazing job. These things are not easy to organize, believe me, because I've been on that side of the fence as well, of organizing champion-minded events. The production crew, Jack, everybody, again, I don't want to miss anybody out, but please, the people at the front that serve the coffee, you know, please say thanks to them on the way out. Absolutely everybody that contributes to this, you know, try to be mindful of everybody that's put this together. I think they deserve a round of applause as well. So another one, please. Definitely last but not least, thank you to the coaches for taking the time out of your busy schedules, away from family, away from possibly some of the matches. Thank you for staying right until the very end. I'd like you to actually give yourselves a round of applause, and that'll be the last one, I promise. So, all right, good. I'd like to start with this. The book Champion Minded is very much about motivation, preparation, and mindset, but I present various elements of the Champion Minded module to athletes, to coaches, to parents, actually to anybody who wants to improve their lifestyle or improve their results. I want to start with this, is that you're not born a winner, you're not born a loser, you're born a chooser. Okay? You're not born negative, you're not born positive, you're born to choose what your attitude is going to be. And each and every one of us have that choice. Every single day we step out of bed of what attitude we're going to choose, despite what's happened, despite what people have maybe said to us, what hurt and pain and experiences we have been through, because we've all been through these experiences. That is life. But how do you bounce back from it? And that's what I really want to emphasize as we get into this presentation today as well. Also, what I want to do is leave enough time at the end for questions. So not to say I'm going to fast track this presentation, but you know, this is for you. I'm going to get my message across, but I definitely want to hear from you and things that are on your mind. We're going to give some time for questions as well. So the Champion-Minded module looks something like this. The way we act, which is our behaviors. And we discussed yesterday that behaviors drive results. Culture was your beliefs, which drive your behaviors, which drive your results. Okay? And in life, we have obviously a certain protocol to what our behavior should be. The second one is how we live. And you can correlate that to our example, our reputation, or maybe in your career, your brand. Yesterday I spoke about the fact that you are a brand. John Smith, Allistair McCaw, whoever it may be, you are your own brand. No one is going to be your greatest fan except you. You are the CEO of your fan club, or you should be. Yesterday I also spoke about the fact that not enough coaches believe in themselves or believe in their methodology out of fear of what others are going to think. But here's the thing, as I mentioned yesterday, you're going to get criticized anyway. You're going to get spoken about anyway. You're going to get judged about anyway. Let it go. Go in what you believe in. Stay open-minded, but stick to your beliefs. Okay? The third one is look, presentation. And that doesn't mean what clothes you're wearing or what watch you're wearing, etc. But do your best to present yourself in your best way. A quick story. I suffered from severe depression back in 2002. I dropped around about 17 kilograms in body weight. It came pretty much after I stopped competitive sport, professional sports. And I was in London at the time, and obviously the weather didn't help as well, because I've realized that I'm actually solar powered. I need the sun, hence why I live in Florida now. And I was suffering from severe depression, which I also had a relapse again in 2009. And a phone call I had from my mother, she said to me, you're going to do two things. You're going to wake up, you're going to put on some nice clothes, and you're going to brush your hair. That's number one. Because when we feel depressed, when we don't feel good about ourselves, we don't look good. We don't put in an effort. We don't really care. Right? So that was the first thing. Put on some nice clothes, brushed my hair. Second one that my mother suggested was go out and be service of somebody else. Just one thing today, if that's all you do. Helping an old lady across the road with her groceries, helping at the church, whatever it may be, just do one thing that is of service. And that was the beginning of my journey out of depression. Was my appearance to myself of feeling, if you look good, you feel good. And number two, of being service to others. So that one is very prevalent to me, and I know it's a little bit of a side story, but the way you present yourself, and obviously service to others, which I remember somebody spoke about yesterday, forgive me for not remembering, but spoke about being of service, which is coaching. Oops, my bad. Wrong button. The fourth one is think, which is related to our mindset. All right, and we get to choose our mindset. Just like you get to choose your attitude, you get to choose your mindset. Right? And what's very influential on your mindset is the things you read, the things you follow, the environment you're in, and the people you surround yourself with. Those things are going to determine where you are in 5 years' time. The people, the things you follow on social media, the environment you're in, the people you surround yourself with, and let me add one more in there, the habits that you create. That's going to determine where you are in 5 years' time. Who you surround yourself with is key. Like Jim Rohn said, you become the 5 people you spend the most time with. Think about that. You become the 5 people you spend the most time with. And I've seen that happen, where you start to use the same slang as them. You start to dress like them. You start to frequent the same places as them. You start to listen to the same music as them. So you become that. You become those people without even realizing it. Sometimes in life we need to stop and look at our circle. Is there some people in that circle that are pulling us back, that are negative, that are weighing us down, that are energy vampires and not energy givers? And yes, sometimes you do have to let go of people in life to move ahead. You can't get to there if you're still hanging on to there. That's life. If I'm still hanging on to there, I can't get to there. Hanging on to toxic environments, toxic people, things that are not helping me move ahead. Just because I don't want to hurt their feelings. Well, who's the loser at the end of the day? It's going to be you, right? Prepare is the next one. Preparation in life. Not just preparation in coaching or preparation in studies and school or whatever it may be, but preparation in life. How are you preparing every day? All right? Commit is a big one. Committing to say what you're going to do. Right? A lot of people, New Year's resolutions are the best example of that. Right? And you see the percentages by March, 83% of people have failed on their New Year's resolutions. 83%. Okay? And by the way, just before I forget, I have a copy of Champion Minded I'm going to give away today. You have to be on social media. Either tweet a comment or a quote that you liked, or something that stands out for you. At the end, I'm going to be randomly choosing either Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I don't have Snapchat, unfortunately. And I'm going to choose a winner at the end who's maybe put something out there. The handle is at Allistair McCaw or hashtag Champion Minded. So I've got a book there to give away today as well. The next one is compete. We are competing all the time in life. competing to be the best coach, competing to be the best father, mother, brother, sister, friend. You're competing all the time. How do you compete? How do you respond to failure? Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is part of success. The most successful people I know have failed more than anybody, but we only see their successes on the outside. Fail, 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 but learn, 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 just like you would in sport, to get ahead. Failure is one more step to getting closer to where you want to be. But for some reason we see failure as a bad thing, but it is the pathway to success. Okay? And then our last one is the way we communicate, which is such a key thing in life as well. The most successful leaders, the most successful coaches, and people out there communicate better. They don't necessarily know more, don't necessarily have more experience, more knowledge, more certifications, whatever it may be, but they communicate their message very, very clearly. We spoke about yesterday about investing in yourself. Maybe that's an area you could invest in yourself in more. Books on communication, maybe videos, YouTube. Put communication skills into YouTube and you'll probably come up with a million hits. So we have information out there. But let's move on, because we have 10 ways to become champion-minded. Number 1 is define success and find your purpose. Hands up, who wants to be successful? I hope everybody wants to be successful. Good. I'm going to ask you this question. Have you defined what success is to you? Have you defined that yet? Because if you want to be successful and you don't know what success means to you or what it looks like, how are you going to reach that stage? What is success to you? Is it fame, cars, nice watch? What is it? Define it for yourself. If it is, no problem. That's your journey, and that's what motivates you. But we need to know what success is. Otherwise, it's like being on a train or being on a car and somebody stops you and says, "Hey, where are you going?" And you know, I don't know, I'm just going somewhere. Or running a race where there's no finish line, it's like, I don't know, but I want to be successful, but I'm just running. Because if you don't define success, you don't know what it looks like. And finding your purpose. We spoke about that yesterday. Finding your greater why. It's normal to wake up not feeling motivated to go to work. It's normal to wake up and not feel like doing that thing that you love, coaching. And believe me, I've had lots of one-on-one conversations with coaches who say, "I don't know what it is, but I'm just not enjoying what I'm doing anymore." I said, well, maybe you're working with the wrong age group. Maybe you're in the wrong environment. Maybe you're this and that. Maybe something has to change. Maybe working with kids that are in competition isn't for you. Maybe it's under 10s or 11s. Have you thought about that? You know, simple strategy. What I love about coaching, pen and paper. What I love about coaching, what I don't like about coaching. And you start to find where maybe your ideal area is or age group is. But find your purpose. Find your greater why, as Simon Sinek says. I spoke yesterday about Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook giving probably one of the best purpose speeches in the Harvard inauguration, I think in 2015 or 16, which you can YouTube as well. But a purpose is something greater than yourself. In fact, most of you coaches do have already a purpose, but maybe don't know it, of service to others. Impacting lives is what coaching is about. We spoke about the word impact yesterday. How powerful was that? Again, go onto the online dictionary and you'll see those 3 points of what impact is. Influencing the lives of others. We also saw how many coaches made an impact in your life. It was less than 5% when we did the test. Right? Are you making an impact? You have that opportunity. You have that responsibility. People, if coaching is not your vocation, maybe you're in the wrong job. I'm just being honest with you. Find something that is your vocation. That it almost doesn't feel like work. I don't work a day in my life. I don't. If I had $10 million tomorrow, I won the jackpot in Florida, which is actually $280 million right now, I honestly would carry on doing what I'm doing. Because I know money wouldn't fulfill me. Does it help? Absolutely. But I know it wouldn't fulfill me. There is no success without fulfillment. Success without fulfillment is ultimately failure. And we know a lot of people in the world like that. My definition of success, and I encourage you to find your own definition, it's pretty simple. To wake up each day healthy. Okay? When you lose your health, you realize how important it is and how grateful you are for your health. To be able to choose how my day will be, to be able to do what I love to do with those I love to do it with. And I'm doing that right now. I'm living my purpose, helping to inspire others, helping to educate others that they can take that on and share with others and pass that message on. Okay? That's my first purpose. That's what gives me, or my definition of success, should I say, which gives me the energy and the motivation to get up or to have 3 hours sleep or to land in a different country and go present straight away, because I feel grateful to be speaking to you right now. In fact, it's the first thing I thought this morning is I get to speak again today. Gratitude on that. I never take it for granted. My purpose, to live each day intentionally and with purpose. Even if I'm having a rest day, which doesn't happen much, I still do it intentionally. Intentionally on purpose doesn't mean I'm always working. If you're going to rest, rest. Put your phone away. Spend time with family. Have conversation. Right? To inspire others to discover their purpose and personal greatness. To live a legacy that made a difference. And it starts with making a difference to one person. You don't have to be famous. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to have 30,000 followers on Twitter or Instagram, whatever, to make a difference. Make a difference to one person, first of all. And you've made a difference in somebody's life. And there it can multiply. Okay? This is a great way. Has anybody heard of Ikigai? I'm probably butchering the pronunciation of that. It's Japanese for a reason for being. And this is a great illustration where your Ikigai is in the center, and it involves your profession, your passion, your mission, and your vocation. That word vocation, which if some of you don't know what that means, it's something you'd love to do without, I'm just saying, being paid. It's what you love to do. It's a vocation. And then it's pretty simple. It's what you love. And I'm going to use myself as an example. I love to be around other people, to inspire others, to learn, to share. I think I'm in the right industry for that. I think I'm pretty good at it because I've invested a lot of time and money into being good at this. But I'm nowhere near where I want to be. Okay? I know I can get so much better. It's what you get paid for. And if you're good at something, you get paid very well at it. But it takes years and years of investment. And it's what the world needs. So that to me is a great way to get to your purpose. If you're struggling right now with finding your purpose, is have a look at that. Ask yourself this question. As I mentioned, if you're to win the jackpot of $40 million, what would you do? Would you retire early? Then I don't think this is your vacation. Of course, we have those fantasies of holidays and cars and houses and being financially secure. That's fine. But what would you do? I speak a lot to a lot of old leaders or coaches. Old is not the word. I mean, to me, old is close to 100. Who are 65 and you're starting to give up, to retire. Don't retire from something. Retire to something. Okay? The thought of retiring and going to go sit in a chair or watch the sunset for the rest of my life, no, not for me. Not for me. I want to continue doing what I do for as long as I can, and that's why health is so important as well. Real joy and fulfillment in life comes from finding your greater purpose and aligning it with what you do every day. Ikigai. A reason for being. Okay? And if you didn't get a photo of that Ikigai, Google it. It's easy to find on Google, so you can have a look at that. Our second one is gas up every day. Okay? And in my new book, which is Developing a Winning Attitude and Mindset, which comes out in November, I speak about these things as well. So you're getting the first insight on this. Gas up every day. What do I mean by that? The G is for gratitude. Okay? Being grateful for what you have, being thankful. The A is for appreciation, and the S is for self-reflection. Okay? These are three things I do every single day intentionally, purposefully. And to get to these, I had to ingrain the habit. So for example, the first thing I do in the morning is think of two things I'm grateful for. every single morning. If it's more, great. Sometimes it flows off my tongue. Sometimes I can think of 2 things. But it happens the minute I open my eyes. How did I create that habit? I put a stick-it note next to my bed that said gratitude. So when I woke up and looked at the clock, it said gratitude. And it's like, okay, before you get out of bed, think of 2 things you're grateful for. Okay? So it'll be a beautiful day, and I get to speak to such amazing people today as well, whatever it may be. The second thing is that I live my day in appreciation, which involves mindfulness. People that hold the door open for you, people that pick up trash, people that make your life better that you probably don't even realize it. The waiter at the restaurant, the janitor, the street sweeper, all these people. I make sure every time, and I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I go into an airport or whatever and there's a janitor there, I thank them. Some look pretty surprised because probably 1 out of 100 do it, is actually thank them. Okay? I see now they have this system in most airport restrooms of, they have a button of poor service, good, excellent. Always hit the excellent, no matter what. Okay? But it's even better to tell them personally than to hit a computer screen. Appreciation. We spoke about that yesterday, remember? 58% of people leave jobs because they don't feel appreciated. But we sometimes have this selfish mindset of me, 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 me. Nobody appreciates me. Well, who are you telling that you appreciate? Be mindful and appreciate people. And the third one is self-reflection. The best way to lead yourself is to self-reflect. The best way to become a better person is to self-reflect. And in the evenings, I like to self-reflect on 3 things. Here they are. What did I do well today? What could I have done better today? And who did I make better today? Those 3 things. This has become a habit for me. And I can tell you that it's been a game changer in my life personally. Okay? And I write about this because I need to experiment on myself first. I'm a happier person, and I think I make other people happier because of these 3 things. But it takes time to develop it. This is a skill learned. Being positive is a skill learned. Heard a great presentation up there as well from Dr. It's like learning your game skills. Is your mindset is a skill that has to be learned intentionally, purposefully, every day, daily. You just don't become positive. You have to go to work on being positive. I'll give you a little bit of tip. How do you become more positive? Catch yourself being negative. That's the first step. Catch yourself being negative, and either you say to yourself, stop. Put in a positive affirmation or whatever. That's the first step to being more positive, is catch yourself being negative. Simple. So benefits of gratitude. Opens the door to more relationships, enhances empathy, improves self-esteem, and makes you simply a nicer person to be around. We spoke yesterday again about people that are maybe getting better opportunities than you in the workplace. And you say, I've been there longer. I have more experience. Why do they get that position? Well, simply maybe they're just a nicer person. Their best ability is their likability. And we spoke about people being hired today. One of the top three traits is that they get along with others. Okay? Some of us have to go to work on that. All right? Some of us have to self-reflect and go to work on that. The benefits of appreciation: changes your mood, helps you see the good in other people and things, helps you build relationships, and involves complimenting others. Okay? Simple. This is not rocket science, but we have to remind ourselves of these things. The third one, benefits of self-reflection: builds awareness, self-awareness, helps you become a better person, improves our social skills, and helps our emotional intelligence. Times have changed. People are following people who are nicer people, simple, who treat the janitor the same way they treat the CEO, who don't feel they're above anybody else. That's a leader. A boss is standing from the top telling people what to do and going back to his or her office and sitting behind a desk, closing the door. That's a boss. A leader is there pushing the cart with the rest of the team. A leader is there picking up the trash. A leader is there, like we had with the presentation of, just skip my mind, but mopping the floor. Okay? That's a leader right there. Number 3, have a game plan to your day. Wake up with purpose. Successful people are strategic in their planning of their day. Okay? They're not waking up and going, what am I going to do today? They have a plan. And for me, I usually plan my next day the night before. It takes around about 5 minutes. It's when I write down my self-reflection, 3 things. And by the way, that takes a minute. What did I do well today? What didn't I do well today? And who did I make better today? 3 simple things. Good, what can be better, and of service to others. Those are the 3 things. Okay? I write them down. But I make a game plan for the next day. And this doesn't always work out. Well, let me just say that first. Either you run the day or it will run you. But this doesn't always work out, my daily schedule. But when I am at home, I'll wake up at 5. I'll shower, read. I spend 20 minutes in thoughtfulness. What's thoughtfulness? Thinking of others. I intentionally do it first thing in the morning before the day gets hold of me. Who needs a message today? Who's writing an exam? Who's playing a tournament? Who's ill? Who's going for a job application? Whatever it may be, interview. And I send them a message. It's helped my connections and my relationships tenfold. If you want to build more connections, show others you care for them. It's simple. I exercise. Usually get at least, like I said, sometimes I get 20 minutes in, but I make sure I get 20 minutes in. If it's more, great, and I have more time, I'll do an hour, for example. But exercise is an incredibly important part of my day. Okay? I check the schedule for the day. I have a power breakfast that usually includes some eggs or some fruit or even a protein shake, for example. I leave for my purpose. I don't leave for work. Okay? I get to do what I love. Snack in the morning. I take a break in the middle of the day with emails, returning calls. People also know, especially when I'm in the States, when I'm going to get back to them. Okay, so they know that probably not going to reach him at 10 o'clock in the morning, but he'll get back to us at 10 or at 12, and later on in the day. I have a nap. That doesn't mean I sleep. I just put my phone away. I go to a quiet place. If at home it's easy, and I just switch off my brain for 20 minutes because it's been going all day with cell phones and people and so on and so forth, and I just switch off. And that gives me the energy and the power later on in the afternoon. I want to be the same person at 5 p.m. with my clients or my athletes that I am at 8 o'clock in the morning. And let me tell you, I see it in gyms and I see it in coaches where they run out of gas after 2 o'clock in the afternoon and their quality goes down. They start to sit on chairs. They start to sit on machines. They're not as engaged as much as they were at 9 o'clock in the morning. This is a strategy that's helped me become the same guy at 8 o'clock as I am at 5 o'clock. People watch your quality. You're judged on your worst performance. You're judged on your worst quality. People see it. Okay? You're not judged on your best quality. Human nature. Right? So that's the rest of my day. I continue with my purpose after 2, emails again, dinner. I do some writing if I'm busy on a book, or I read and shut down. Okay? It doesn't always work out like that, especially if I'm at an event today. I can't oh, sorry guys, I'm going to take a little nap over here for 20 minutes, but we're going to play some music for you. So it doesn't always work out by that, but that gives me there's a reason why I'm able to make 109 flights last year. Okay? 31 countries. In fact, in 2014, I ran 12 marathons in 12 months in 12 different cities. The following year, I ran 7 marathons in 7 weeks and 7 half marathons in 7 weeks, in between going from Minneapolis to Palm Beach to Budapest, back, able to do it. Mindset, I don't believe in jet lag. I know it exists, believe me, but I don't entertain it. Oh, I feel tired, I'm going to lie down. No, go. And when it gets to night, sleep. Here is a very powerful thing, incredibly powerful. In fact, in those 7 marathons I did 7 marathons, 7 half marathons, and 7 10Ks, and 7 5Ks in 7 weeks. Do you want to know what my quickest marathon was? Week 7, 3:08. Not because I'm superhuman, but my body got to accept what I was putting it through, and it broke through. The mind is an incredible thing. I don't know what the stat is. We use 20% of our brain or whatever it may be, but I believe that. Okay? We give up too early. We entertain these thoughts. I'm jet lagged. I'm tired. I'm this and that. No, you're not. No, you're not. Change your mind. I'm not denying that we get tired and fatigued, believe me, but there's so much more you can go. Okay? My formula for extraordinary productivity is time management plus energy management equals extraordinary productivity. It's how you use your time. Okay? Get the right amount of sleep. These are basics. The things you tell your athletes. Get the right amount of sleep. Get the right amount of nutrition. You know what one of the biggest things that humans fail in is hydrating. It's tough to get athletes to drink, but coaches, actually everybody doesn't drink enough during the day. That's why you get tired. That's why you get those headaches maybe late in the afternoon. You're probably dehydrated. Okay? In fact, we can lose up to 3 liters of fluid a day. That's not just exercising, that's moving around. Are you getting that much back in you? Okay? It's like a car. No water, it's eventually going to stop. Number 4, adding value to others, which is a big one. Are you adding value to others' lives? A lot of people ask me about social media, that I've got lots of followers and so on and so forth. That didn't happen overnight. You know, people say to me, how do you get so many followers? And I give them some tips. Add value to others is the first one. Motivation. Here's 3 tips on being more positive. Here's 3 tips on moving better on the badminton court. Here's 3 mindset tips, whatever it may be. Okay, people fail on social media is because they want instant gratification. They want 10,000 followers in the first week. It's not going to happen. I think I sat 5 years with less than 5,000, 4,000. And all of a sudden it starts to multiply and move. Why? Because I gave. I added value to the lives of others. Strategy, if you have a product, don't be on social media saying, buy my product, buy my book, subscribe to this. People eventually go, delete. Give. Maybe take every 7th post or whatever it may be. Hey, here's my book. You want to improve your productivity? This is a great product. But then I see people on social media just pushing, and eventually you just delete that person. Just giving you a little bit of a social media tip. Consistency is another area that people fail horribly in. They start with all this enthusiasm. They're posting every day. I've got a new Facebook page, Twitter handle, Instagram. And then after 2-3 weeks, the 5 posts or every day become 3. And then it's a week gap. And you know what people go? They just go, they're not interesting anymore. Consistency is the key. It's been one of the keys to my success in my business. I'm thankful for social media. Okay, social media has been the most important thing in my career, but I've been smart using it. I didn't get any training on it. I was just curious to how I could get better. Listen to podcasts about creating more followers. I don't create more followers because of my ego and I want more followers. I create more followers because it's my business. The more followers I can have, the more business I can generate and add value to those of others. If people see that you're just taking all the time, they're going to delete you, unfollow you. When you add value to others, that's how you create a following, a tribe. 3 things that determine your value. You don't get paid for your time, but rather for the value you bring. Number 1. Number 2, you are paid in direct proportion to the difficulty of the problems you solve. Yesterday we spoke about the quote by Tony Robbins. The most successful people come up with solutions faster. Unsuccessful people stay stuck on the problem. Every single day, you're solving problems. And it doesn't help going to the water cooler or getting out of the office or the court and going to go gossip about it, wasted energy. Here's another thing about gossiping. People don't trust gossipers. So if you're gossiping, stop it. Because people don't trust gossipers. Because they're thinking to themselves, if they gossip about that to me, I wonder what they're saying to my back over there. Behind my back. Right? The gossiping feels good, doesn't it? It makes us feel better about ourselves. Oh, look, my life isn't actually that bad. When I walk through a supermarket in the United States at the till or the register, and there's just a line of magazines, People, OK, all these tabloids, and you can see that the images of famous people have been doctored or they've been photoshopped to make them look worse. What's the psychology behind that? So we feel better about ourselves. It's a vicious circle, people. We go onto Instagram, we go onto Facebook, and we see the amazing lives of others. Why am I not there? Why don't I have that car? Why don't I have that house, those holidays? I'm on a boat. They're showing you the highlight reel of their lives, which is incredibly dangerous to your self-image and where you're going. Is because comparison is the thief of joy. Social media is dangerous. What it's doing, especially to our younger generation, our Z generation as well. Suicides are higher than ever. Depression is higher than ever. Anxiety is higher than ever. Okay? Social media is playing a part of that. If you're going onto social media and working on comparison, you're going down a very slippery slope. Okay? They're not showing you the cutouts of their life, the other 90% of their life. Okay? Number 5, exercise daily, even if it's only 20 minutes a day. No one can tell me they don't have 20 minutes a day. You cannot have wealth, prosperity, happiness without health. Ask anybody who's on their deathbed, or anybody that's going through a severe illness right now, how much they'd pay to get their health back. No matter how much money you have in the world, health will always be the number one thing you want. Believe me. And sometimes we can't buy it back. We work so hard to make so much money to spend all our money back on health insurance. Okay? That's why health insurance in the United States are the most profitable businesses, or they're very, very high up in the economy. They're important for the economy as health insurance. Okay? Benefits of exercise. Sure, we don't want to know. We all know this, but let's go over it. Makes you feel happier. Increases the endorphins. After you exercise, you feel good. Okay? Helps with weight management, improves your self-image, increases energy levels, reduces the risk of chronic disease, helps you become more confident, and helps with your relaxation and sleep quality. Even just 20 minutes a day. Even President Obama had 20 minutes a day to shoot some basketball hoops at the White House, out the back. True story. Even the president has time for 20 minutes of exercise a day. I think they knew it. Or maybe it's not a priority for you to have your health first. Believe me, you're going to regret it later if you don't take care of it now. Believe me, it's going to become even more expensive later if you don't take care of it now. Okay? 20 minutes. Maybe your purpose is your family. Maybe your purpose is seeing your kids grow older and be happy and successful. Well, how are you taking care of that health? First of all. Okay? Number 6, nurture relationships and connect with others. We spoke about this yesterday as well. Is the importance of not just connecting, here's my business card, but developing a relationship with others. That's how you get ahead, especially in your career, is the relationships you build. In fact, most of my business is returning customers. It's because I've built a relationship with them, a professional relationship with them. You're not sending photos and things that you should be inappropriate. Separate that with your friends way away from that if you do that. But building healthy relationships, knowing their kids' names, knowing where they go on vacation, knowing that this weekend they're going in for an operation, these types of things. Good luck this weekend, or whatever it may be. Having an interest in others. And that's what I said, that my returning business is probably 70% of previous clients. Give you an example. I'm not going to name the university. It's a very, very big one. It's a top 5 school in America. Was invited last year to work with the team on culture and leadership, and got to know the coaches, fantastic coaches. In fact, the head coach there is 72. Guy's on fire. Okay? And they liked my work, but I didn't really hear a call again. So sometimes they follow up, and sometimes it can be budget as well. Anyway, I saw on Facebook that he was coming into town, coming into Boca Raton in Florida, and I thought, okay. I sent him a message. Do you want to go for lunch? Great. Sunday. Okay, took him for lunch. We had a nice chat over things. Monday morning, I get an email from this university, from the secretary who works for the coaching department. It was a $15,000 contract to visit them 3 times. I took him out to lunch, which cost $50. Why? Because I was thoughtful. I was mindful. He was coming into town, grabbed that opportunity. Put some other things aside. those small little things showed I cared about him. We didn't talk sports at all. Just spoke about the family. There was a bad hurricane at the area he was at as well. Those things. You care. I have this 5S approach to connecting with someone in person. Okay, when I meet somebody. Is I smile on approach. Remember yesterday I said I'm working on smiling more. Okay? Because it's the gate to being open. Number 2, I shake hands and I use a firm grip. Obviously with ladies, I don't try and squeeze their hand. I try and just a good shake as well. I share a compliment. I'm not cheesy. It can be something like, wow, you really got cool sneakers. Or, wow, I saw you yesterday working with a kid. Unbelievable. Whatever it may be, a comment. Or I love that shirt. Or where did you get that? Whatever it may be. Share a compliment. Number 4, I share contact details after obviously having a bit of a chat. My card. Because what are you thinking when you meet somebody? What can they do for me? Right? I said, what can they do for you? Oh, they're not interesting. I'm not going to give them my card. Instead of, what can I do for them? When you change your approach of what can this person do for me to what can I do from them? And that's why it's good to listen and let them talk and ask them questions, because people love to talk about themselves. So find out about themselves. You don't have to be the one talking all the time or advertising yourself. Right? Find out about them. Be interested in them. Okay? Instead of you thinking, what can I get from this person? Right? Here's another thing. Who do they know that you don't know? Who do they know that you don't know? Because you might be speaking to someone that's, I'm just saying, a plumber. They're in a completely different area to you, but maybe they know someone in the industry that say, you know what? I know somebody you could help. Or I know someone that I could put you in contact with. Who do you know who you don't know when you meet people? Okay? And number 5, probably the most important one is send a follow-up message within 24 hours. Be it a text, be it an email, whatever it may be, is, hey, it was really cool meeting you. Hope to see you again real soon. Whatever it may be. A text or, great to see you, fantastic presentation, or I really enjoyed hanging out with you at the conference. Hope to see you soon. Whatever. And try follow that up. In fact, what I do in my diary sometimes is I'll put 4 weeks from then is send a message to Jill or send a message to John from the conference X, whatever it may be, or the BWF conference. And then maybe in 2 months' time too. And you know what? You never know what can happen. In fact, I met somebody in Amsterdam. In fact, it was the United States Paralympic tennis. I met this person 12 years ago in Amsterdam. We had a chat. We kept in touch. And then 3 years later, do you want to come work with the team? Because of just nurturing a relationship over time. Some of us build relations or make connections hoping we're going to get something this week or soon. As we're sometimes down the line, 6 months down the line, a year down the line, that can come back to you and go, I know the right person for you. Think about what you can do for others before what they can do for you. That's going to change your game in your career and in your life. Believe me. The more hands you shake, the more relationships and opportunities you make. Putting yourself out there. I hear people, I go to conferences, but I don't meet anybody and nothing ever happens. Well, I said to them, how many people do you speak to? 3, 4? Good luck. Go and meet people. Go and stand at strangers' tables. Join in the conversation, whatever it may be. Get yourself out there. Hustle, hustle, hustle. It's not going to come to you. If you're waiting for it to come to you, it's not going to happen. You have to go to it. Success doesn't come to you. You have to go to success. It's simple. Hustle. Oh yeah, but I'm not good with people. I'm introverted. Yes, keep telling yourself that and you will be that. You're not extroverted yet. You're not good with people yet. That's the terminology you want to use. And go to work on it. Okay? You're holding yourself back from success and prosperity and living your best life by your limiting self-beliefs. I'm not good enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not rich enough. I didn't have a good education. Well, guess what? I didn't go to college either. I didn't go to university either. But work ethic and attitude and a mindset will get you there if you want. No more victim mentality. Me, me, me. Where I'm from. It's not fair. This and that. Oh. Number 7, develop your EQ. Your emotional intelligence, understanding emotions, using emotions, perceiving emotions, and managing emotions. What is IQ? Simply put, it's, excuse me for that spelling there, understanding and managing your own emotions and how to react to the emotions of others. Simply put, it's understanding your own emotions and understanding those of others. Sorry about that typo there. It's using that information to guide the way you act, behave, and respond. 2 areas, personal competence and social competence, and it's something that can be learned. You can't change your IQ. You're born with an IQ, but you can change your EQ. I know emotional intelligence is EI, I get it, but we're just word playing here. You can't change your IQ, but you can change your EQ. Okay? Of who you are, and how you want to be, and how you want to respond to other people, and how better you know yourself. Know thyself. Know thyself. Know what triggers you. Know when you have to step back from a conversation. Know when you have to go outside for 5 minutes to calm down when you're at work, when something's infuriating you, than staying there and just blowing up like a volcano, or saying something that you're going to regret. Relationships as well, marriages as well, is emotional intelligence teaches you to pause and think before you're going to say something you possibly regret. You can never take back words in life. A few words that resonate with emotional intelligence: control of emotions, listening, self-reflection, empathy, behaviors, clarity, mindfulness, self-control, strong relationships, social skills. A great book, Emotional Intelligence 2.0 by Travis Bradbury. A simple book that I think I read on a flight from Atlanta to Washington in about 2 hours. I'm not a fast reader either, but it was simply explained. And I go back to that book. It's another book I go back to. Just to. Self-reflection helps with emotional intelligence. Again, those 3 things in the evening. What did I do well? What could I do better? Who did I help today? Reflection. Sometimes it's tough because maybe I have been pretty abrupt with somebody or rude with somebody, and I was like, oh, you know what? I shouldn't have said that or done that. And I'm like, okay, well, at least I'm aware of it. At least, instead of going, oh, you know what? They were like that. They were rude to me, so I have every right to be rude back to them. No. At least I'm aware of it, going, you know what? I shouldn't have responded that way. It was the wrong way to respond. And I'll apologize to them if I get a chance to see them again. Like, hey, last week I was in here, and you know what? I'm sorry. I was impatient. I was maybe a bit rude. And they're like, oh, yeah. Oh, that's no problem. Don't worry. And just, oh, I hope they don't remember me. 85% of your financial success is due to your personality and ability to communicate, negotiate, and lead. Shockingly, only 15% is due to your technical knowledge. Carnegie Institute of Technology. Personality. Hey, I have to go to work on myself every single day. I'm not perfect. Far from it. I used to have a very quick fuse. Maybe some of my Irish upbringing as well. I had to go to work on that. I still have to go to work on a lot of things in my life daily. Never will arrive at perfection. We all have these things. But at least you have to be aware of it and address it to move ahead, instead of just blaming other people or other circumstances. Number 8, go the extra mile. Do more than what's been asked of you. Again, we hear about, I didn't get promoted, I didn't get a raise, well, did you deserve a raise? Did you deserve to be promoted? Well, yes, whatever it may be. Of course, everybody believes they're worth much more, but did you go the extra mile? Did you do it without having to be asked? Did you stay that extra half an hour after the time that you could have left at 5 o'clock to help somebody else with their lesson who was maybe sick? And you said, you know what, Kate, go home, I'll cover you for the last half an hour. Or you're just thinking, me, out the door, 5 o'clock, see you guys later. Again, that creates also a very toxic culture as well, where you're just thinking about yourself. Think about others. Because you know what? Kate will probably do that for you when you're feeling in that condition one day. And that's what creates a great environment. Do the extra. We talk about leading down. How many of you lead up? How many have you gone to your leader, your boss, your manager, whatever, and said, hey, is there anything I can help you with? They'll probably fall off their chair. But you know who they're going to be thinking of first when there is a raise in salary or a promotion? You. Because you said something that they didn't expect. You were leading up instead of them always leading down and saying, hey, could you do this? Could you do that? But saying, you know what? I've got an hour free this afternoon. Is there anything I can do for you? That is worth a lot. Every leader needs help. Every person needs help. But instead of just thinking about you all the time. This is how you get ahead, people. This is how you get promotions. This is how you move ahead in life, is doing the extra without having to be asked to do the extra. The number one underlying reason why the 5% succeed, be it in sports, business, or any other field for that matter, is because of this. They are willing to do more than what's been asked of them. How are you giving more? And I get it. I have kids, I have family, I have to be there, I'm pushed for that. But there is probably a time when you can say, hey, I've got an hour, I can help you. Or you need some help on Saturday with setting up, I could come past there for an hour, help you set up, and then I need to be somewhere else. That's cool. The effort is there. They know you care. Number 9, continually invest in yourself, which you're doing this weekend. Yes, you could be anywhere else right now, but you're learning. Hopefully you've taken away a lot of things from this weekend to digest and move forward in your life as well. Again, at the beginning, when we opened the conference, I said, even if you get one thing from this weekend, it's been worth everything. Even if you get one thing from a book of 400 pages, it has been worth reading those 400 pages. Anything that can move you on in your life or in your career, it's been worth it. And hopefully you've got a multitude of things from this weekend, because I definitely have. 5 areas to invest in: your health, relationships, spiritual, career, and financial. Maybe if you're not spiritual, maybe it's something else. Meditating, something that just gives you inner peace, whatever it may be. Okay, you're religious, fine, whatever it may be, but something that gives you an inner peace. It's somewhere where you have to invest in. Of that safe place, whatever that may be. My daily 420s: exercise at least 20 minutes a day, read at least 20 minutes a day, spend 20 minutes in thoughtfulness, and take a mid-afternoon nap. Those are my non-negotiables every day, which have helped me be more productive, stay healthier, educate myself, and think of others. And energize myself as well in the afternoon. Simple. I can find time for those. You know? How do you get up so early in the morning? People ask me. Well, rather ask me, what time do I go to bed? Okay? That's more the question. It might be tough at first, but once you get into a rhythm, even if you start, let's say you start half an hour earlier, I encourage you to get up half an hour earlier. Believe me, you'll still feel the same. Okay? But your brain will probably be saying, oh, I feel terrible, I need more sleep, whatever it may be. And start with something in your routine in your morning. Be it reading for 10 minutes, being meditating, be it exercise, whatever. Just start there. I mean, I'm not saying go and do 2 hours in the morning. A lot of us don't have that time to. I get it. But even if you start with something for 20 minutes a day, cool. 1590 is a theory I write about. If you just spend 15 minutes a day on something, learning a language, exercising, working on your serve, whatever it may be, that's 90 hours at the end of the year. 1590. 15 minutes a day equivalates to 90 hours at the end of the year. Can you get better in something in 90 hours? Absolutely, yes. You could learn a language or be close to it. Number 10, our final one, aim to leave a legacy. We all leave a legacy one day. We spoke about this yesterday. What is your legacy going to be? What are you going to leave behind? If you were to leave planet Earth today, hopefully not, how would others remember you? If you're sitting here right now and your heart's beating and ticking, be grateful, number 1. But you still have the opportunity moving forward to leave an even greater legacy. We've all messed up. We've all made mistakes. We've all done things we're not proud of. That's the past. Again, you can't go on to your future if you keep holding on to the past. You cannot. You have to let go of that. It's not coming back. But you can definitely hold yourself back by holding on to that stuff. Today you have the ability to leave an even greater legacy moving forwards. Impact others. So there's a quick summary if you want to take a photo of that, of the 10 things that we discussed right now. I just need a quick drink. Okay, good. Five seconds. Okay. Don't want to get too emotional here now. Trying to finish on a high. But we're all going to die one day. Right? None of us are immortal. But here are the top 5 regrets of the dying. And this has been done with interviews with those that are on their last days or last weeks of death. I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not to the life others expected of me. I wish I'd had the courage to express my feelings. I wish I'd stayed in touch more with my friends. And I wish that I'd have let myself be happier. Those are the top 5 regrets. I don't see anything there about work. I don't see anything there about materials. People, happiness is a choice. It's not a destination. When I get there, I'll be happy. When I have that perfect person in my life, I'll be happy. No. Happiness starts with you. It's a choice. Regardless of your circumstances, it's a choice every single day. Your attitude, your mindset, your happiness. And let me tell you, if you want to get to happiness, the first way to happiness is gratitude. Focusing on what you have right now. Because there are millions and millions of people that don't have what you have right now, that would kill to have what you have right now. Okay. Finally, 10 things that are holding you back right now from living a champion-minded life. Number 1, unfortunately I don't have this up on, toxic people and relationships. Number 2, toxic environments. Maybe you're in an environment at work, or possibly even in a relationship, or it may be where it's toxic. Like I said yesterday, you're not a tree, you're not stuck. You can move. I know it's not easy, but in the long term it could be a better decision. Procrastination. I'm going to do it next week. Okay? Do it now, while you have the chance. What's holding us back? Fear of failure, maybe? What other people are going to say? That's what's holding us back from procrastination. Judgment. Quick story. I met this guy on a flight from LA to Australia, Brisbane. I think it was 2 months ago. And Paul was friendly with everybody. He was around about 55. He was a surfer from Australia, from Brisbane. And he was chatting to this one and that one and the stewardess and people. And I thought, man, this guy's incredible with people. He's so friendly. He's just anybody. Anyway, we're standing at he comes past me because we'd been chatting in the airport. And he comes past me and he goes, hey, I'm busy like sleeping. He goes, hey, you want to grab a few tinnies? You know what tinnies are? A few beers at the back. So I go, oh, okay, go to the back of the plane. I don't know how many he was on, but I started on my first. And anyway, funny story, a lady, we were standing by the lavatories. A lady comes past. She's probably around about 75. She looks a little bit grumpy. And she says, are you waiting for the lavatory? And he goes, nope, but I was waiting for you. And I was like, oh my goodness, that's, and she looked at him, and then her face started to light up. Humor. And you know what? We chatted for about 2 hours at the back of that flight with this 75-year-old lady. And so I said to him, here's the thing. I said to him afterwards, how is it so easy for you just to speak to anybody? You're like so easy with people. And you know what he said to me? When you don't judge others of what they look like, who they are, where they're from, what color they are, it's easy to open up a conversation. When you don't judge others. Because what do? What's the first thing we do? We judge others when we meet them. It's something that happens within 7 seconds in our brain. And that stuck with me. When you don't judge others, it's easy to open up a conversation. Comparison. Fear of failure, excuses, negativity, limiting self-talk, holding on to the past, and having the victim mentality. You have the choice to either be the victim or the victor today, regardless of what's happened in your life and what people have said. Today could be the start of your happiest, most successful, incredible future, despite what's happened. Okay? You make that choice. Sorry, that was the last one. I wish it hadn't worked so much. There we go. 5 questions to finish up with. And we're almost there. Don't worry. I know we're a bit pushed here. We can take a photo of this, by the way, and you can do this actually at home possibly. What does success look like for you? Remember our first point. First of all, you have to know what success looks like to be a success. Number 2, have you found your greater purpose? Ikigai. Maybe Google it. Could help you find your greater purpose. Who's coaching you? Who's mentoring you? Could be someone on social media. That's fine. It doesn't have to be someone presently with you. You have podcasts. You have Twitter handles. You have great people out there you can follow. Those are mentors. Number 4, how much time are you intentionally setting aside each day to invest in yourself? We don't get better by accident. We get better by being deliberate about it, by being intentional about it. And number 5, what are the areas you most need to work on and invest in? Take a quick photo of that, and I encourage you, when you go home or you're on your flight or whatever it may be, have a think about these questions. Usually they're not things you can come up with in 10 minutes. Have a think about it. And I don't care how old you are, 75, 85, whatever. I showed slides yesterday of inspiring people that are still relevant beyond their 80s. Coaches. You don't have to be a coach to be inspiring. Okay? There's the connections once more. If you want to get in touch. Books, I think there's only maybe 2 of each left there if you still want to get a book. But thank you for being an amazing audience. Thank you for giving me the extra 1 minute 30. And good luck. Thank you. Yes, actually, where's my, while you talk.
Okay. Thank you, Allistair, for that fantastic presentation. We will take 2 questions, so if anyone has a question, please raise your hand now so we can get a microphone.
That's my bad. I didn't leave enough time for questions.
We have time for 2. I think it's worth taking 2 questions if there's any from the floor. One over here, Alex, if you don't mind.
We have a book winner, by the way.
And one here. So the final question, the final word will be with yourself, no pressure. Okay.
My name is Peter, I'm from Norway. My question would be, you have a lot of coaches here today that, of course, works hard and wants to help the players or whatever they do. But also you seem, I come from Sweden actually, so they did they interviewed coaches within the Olympic program. And almost all the coaches showed that they had not really depression, but they work so much because they have high ambitions.
Yep.
And of course, rest is a big thing. But what's your idea of that? How can you find a good balance between your ambition and the strive to be a good coach, but in the same way finding a good balance, I guess, within your life? As I said, rest, of course, is one big thing, but do you have some other ideas of that?
First of all, you have to define what's a priority in your life. Hopefully it's your family. So if your career is at the expense of your family, then, there's obviously, you have to have a good look at that. The more higher up you go with competition and elite athletes, the more you have to travel, the more your phone has to be on more during the day. I know if I switched my phone off at 6 o'clock, I would lose the athletes I work with. Okay, I'm in a very fortunate position where I don't have family. I can get up and go when I want, etc. But I always say that the coaches in professional sports are like pilots. It's one of the highest divorce rates because they're always away weekends, they're always away during weeks, their phone is on at 8:30 at night, etc., etc. So you have to choose what's important for you. If you're putting your family first, and you have to decide if you're still going to go on that avenue of wanting to work with professional athletes, because that is an 18-hour day, to be honest with you today. They demand everything from you. Maybe it's working with development where you have set hours. So that's what I'd suggest. It's a choice. I know a lot of people want to work with professional athletes, but I hate the word sacrifice, but there's a lot of choices there that can be detrimental to the most important part of your life, which should be your family. Yeah. What's that, sorry? Absolutely. Yeah, and priorities. Yeah, where your priorities are. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Do
Okay.
we have one more?
Hello, I'm Fidi from India. It was a fantastic talk, and thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
In this digitally connected world, how difficult it is to stay motivated towards success, especially with the metrics of success being highly individualistic and fuzzy.
Do you mean from a point of connecting with people that are on social media, or just keeping up with what?
Striving towards success in whatever discipline we choose to be.
Yeah, first of all, define what success is for you. Second of all, don't compare yourselves to others' journey because it's different to yours. So those are two of the key things. First of all, it's not about creating followers, which a lot of people think it is. Again, impacting one person, that's where it can start, where this chain can start. So those are just some of the tips I can give there. It starts with one, eventually becomes two, becomes four, etc. But time as well, what you put into it. So hopefully that answered it. So we had a book winner, and it is Dana over there. Oh, and you asked the question as well. So congratulations. Yes. Okay. No, thank you.
Excellent. Everyone, a round of applause, please. Thanks again to Allistair.
Thank you.
Allistair McCaw.
Thank you.